Hi, this is Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio.com. Today I'm going to show you how to dye fondant, and you would also use the same technique to dye gum paste. Fondant, the difference between fondant and gum paste is quite small. Gum paste is a little bit less malleable than fondant is. Fondant will stay a little bit moist for longer, and you use it for doing things such as covering cakes. And gum paste you use for making figures or flowers. They make beautiful flowers and make beautiful thin petals. So that's pretty much the difference. Whatever you're going to dye, both of these, you do the exact same technique. So before we get started, I'm just going to go through a couple of the brands of dye that we've used before. Now these are called gel dyes. They're not like the liquid dyes that you would buy at the supermarket. They're more concentrated, they're heavier, and they give you a more vibrant color. So these are, this is a little Wilton pack, and this comes in the Wilton Tool Caddy Kit, I think it's called. And you can buy this size of gel. It also has little ones that come into this size. So you can often get different sample packs with 4s or 8s or 10s. They're okay. They have a lot of variety of colors. We were happy with them for the beginning until we discovered a couple of other brands. Now this is Americolor, and you can buy these large jars or containers, and they come in these big sets. You can buy them online. We got ours, excellent, and a whole bunch of varieties of colors and different shades. Before we decided to commit to buying these big bottles, we actually started with this student kit. It comes with 12 different colors and all the colors that you could need, and the primary colors and purples and whatnot. And it was really helpful to see how much of a good product that it actually is. And then we also discovered this Chefmaster Liqua-Gel, and this red stuff has been excellent. I'm really happy with that red, because if you've done any dyeing or any working with the cakes, reds and blacks are very difficult to make, and you tend to need a lot of dye. So we're going to make a red fondant today using this Chefmaster dye, and I'm just going to take you through the steps on how to do that. Okay, so today we're going to use some Satin Ice white fondant and some tips to get started when you're dyeing. I just like to kind of get it flat so you can place the color throughout, distribute it, and that gives you half the battle to start with. So I just like to go like this. You can really put it on any way you want. And with the red, like I mentioned, with the black and the red, it does take a lot of fondant. So I'm just going to start rolling it up. Some people like to wear gloves. This red stuff does dye your fingers, but it washes off. It's really no big deal. So what you start doing is just twisting the fondant like this, and that really incorporates the dye. As you can see, it's quite vibrant. It's a really nice color. And just keep working it around like this. And even kneading it, just like you would as if it was bread dough. Just kneading, kneading. And when you think you need to add more dye, you just add it in. Okay, so I've been kneading it for a couple of minutes now, and as you can see, it's not quite at the red stage, it's more of a rosé color still. So I'm just going to do exactly what I did off the start. Add that more dye. Twist again. When it starts to get super sticky like this, you want to stop and wash your hands. So that's what I'm going to do. So hands are washed, lovely shade of red. It starts to do that, I think, because your hands get warm as it's working the fondant. Just stop and wash them. So like I've said, you need a lot of dye, and as you're seeing, it's taking a lot to make that red color. So as you can see, our fondant got very sticky today. In this room we have studio lights on, which have increased the temperature in the room quite a bit, and obviously if the air is warm, then the fondant becomes warm. With the amount of dye that we had to put in and the amount of kneading and twisting of the fondant, it also became quite sticky. So if that ever happens to you, The tricks that we were using, that we did ourselves, were I washed my hands in cold water, because then you're bringing your cold hands to work with the fondant. And also just put it in the fridge for a couple of minutes. That usually does the trick as well. So this is the color of the fondant that we need for the next cake that we're going to be doing. But if you need it to be more red, then you just keep adding the dye. If you want it to be a deeper red, you might even want to use a very small amount of black, and even just the end of the tip of a toothpick would probably give you enough black to just deepen it just that little bit. So once you've got your fondant all ready to go, remember, you always need to store it in a sealable bag, and we even store ours inside a sealable bag, inside a sealable container, just to make sure. So that's our video on how to dye fondant or gum paste. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please let us know and comment in the comment box. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe to our channel. And I'm going to wash them again. Wilton equals fondant fun.